Cafe Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Here we are, finally doing another podcast because life got a little busy, got a little fast. Mike's Daily Podcast. So here we are. It's episode 2334, 3334. I must implore that I can't sometimes put the numbers in my head correctly. Did you enjoy the last podcast picture? It was Dierks Bentley. No, wait, that's a Douglas Adams character from Mike's Daily Podcast. A book wrote. No, wait, Dierks Bentley's a country singer. Dierks Gently was a Douglas Adams Mike's character. Daily. Dierks Bentley is a country singer. Podcast. He sang that song. Yeah. Free and easy down the road I go. Yes. So I looked a little like a old-timey ham radio operator. I can operate a ham, I guess. Make a ham? Not really. But anyway, Cafe Anyways, where we are, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. Last podcast picture, I did look like a ham radio operator, and wow, not happy with that one. But cruciferous was the picture, the word that we used, cruciferous. And the podcast picture today, I'm just going to tell you, was from a fantastic walk that I had with a good friend and my lovely lady friend and their dog. My good friend Robert, who was he was on the show Welsh on the World. He used to have that segment on our show here at Mike's Daily Podcast, and he couldn't join us, but his wife did, Christy, and they brought their dog Winter. So that's a picture of me with Winter. You can see it at MikesDailyPodcast.com. So when that A-frame eventually shows up and says, "Here's today's podcast picture," we'll actually know what it is. Thankfully. Hey, millennials are fun. So this one millennial that works for me, this is what he said to me today.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The aforementioned. So he made a big old mistake, and I said, "Hey, you made this mistake." And he goes, "What? I did? Oh, you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty impressed right now with how big a mistake I made, and I can't believe I made that." Yeah, that's a millennial thing. That's where you're even proud of your mistakes. But you know what? Maybe that's from a Billy Joel song, because they're the only things you can truly call your own. Don't forget your second wind. Wait in the corner until that breeze blows. And that's right, Basil the Boxer. Basil knew Winter. That's second wind, you're only human, was the Billy Joel song I was singing. The late, great Basil the Boxer there. We have walked the trail that you see in this podcast picture in Podcaster Valley many, many, many times. We had some great walks. Gosh, I walked that trail so many times, I was so sick of it. Now I do it maybe once every other month, and I'm fine with that, believe me. So here we are, so close to Thanksgiving. My birthday is a week from today. I'll be 53. I'm looking forward to enjoying my birthday, but I probably won't, because the powers that be at my job have decided to make my birthday one of the busiest days of the year, and I can't go out and have a frivolity time and enjoy my friends. Nope, I have to be at work and take care of things. But to get around that, I'm going to have an early birthday this Wednesday, the 17th. I'm going to enjoy my birthday several days early, 7 days early. So that, is that right? No, it's less than 7. My math is all off. Anyway, Cafe Anyway, I will enjoy my birthday a week early so that I can at least enjoy it. And then we dive into Monday, which is going to be busy. Wednesday next week is going to be crazy because where I work, you have to be prepared for everything. Thanksgiving and all the other stuff that's going on. That's, the Black Friday or Indigenous People. Is it Indigenous Peoples Day? Is Friday? Then there is the weekend and everybody's off. And then one of the guys I work with, he's off this weekend, so there's just going to be no time to enjoy the all the holidays and stuff going on. So you might be having a great time enjoying your friends and family, and Mike Matthews is always so busy because he decided to do this line of work. Day after Thanksgiving is called the Day After Thanksgiving. I guess is what it's called. Huh. Does it have an official name? I guess we typically call it Black Friday. It's not a federal holiday, but it is a holiday in almost half the states in the U.S. It's given a day off by most employers. And Black Friday was first applied to the day after Thanksgiving back in the 50s when a factory trade magazine referred to workers calling out sick in order to have 4 days off over Thanksgiving weekend. Yes, it's tough to be an employer. And then on Monday, of course, comes Cyber Monday. But alas, yeah, everybody seems to just call it the day after Thanksgiving. And that according to officeholidays.com. Okay, so how do you survive the holidays? If you're an employer, if you're an employee, keep your regular routine to the best that you can. A change in routine can lead to additional stress. Try to exercise at your usual time. Go to meetings that normally you go to. Stick to as normal a diet as you possibly can. Think in moderation pertaining to that. While it might be easy to drink and eat too much at parties and special dinners, we should not try to overindulge with food and or alcohol. Remember, eating and drinking may feel like they temporarily ease the pain of the holiday blues, but they can also lead to feelings of guilt. Be realistic and try not to expect the ideal holiday. As we go outside a cafe anyway, excuse me, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. Many of us have an idealized version of what the holidays should be like and are very disappointed when they don't live up to those expectations. So try to be realistic. Remember, nobody has a perfect holiday or a perfect family. Nothing's going to be perfect. This also pertains, of course, to weddings. Oh, gosh. I've been watching the Love on the Spectrum series on Netflix. It's 2 seasons. And it follows people who are autistic or have Asperger's and trying to date. Because apparently it's very difficult to date with autism. It's tough to read the cues. You know how it's already difficult when you go on a first date. Trying to read the nonverbal cues and trying not to say a stupid thing and all that. Well, imagine that times like 50 or whatever when you have autism. It makes it a lot more difficult. So they follow these young people who are dating for the first time and all the problems they're encountering. But there is occasionally there'll be a couple that totally works out, totally work great together, and they're both autistic. And they do have, in both seasons, this couple. In the first season, they get engaged. The second season, they get married. And it's, I never cried at weddings, ever. And then I did get married. And then I did get divorced. And now it seems like if I'm invited to a wedding, I cry. And also, I think when you reach a certain age, weddings just make you cry. It's, even if you're male. But when I watched this thing on Love on the Spectrum, it really got me. When I saw that the wedding is just so quirky and fun and original, and the two are just amazing. I really enjoyed it. So my lovely lady friend and I watched that. And gotten into, I think some people might watch the show and go, oh, it's like people will laugh. They just trying to film them so that people will laugh at them. And I think it's not that. I'm sitting and watching it with a therapist. My lovely lady friend is a therapist, and I'm asking her a lot of questions. I really want to know, what is it that affects this? How come so many young people are misdiagnosed, that don't get diagnosed with autism till they're much older, and it's like, hey, I could have used some help early on. And there's all kinds of questions that come with watching the show. So I see it from that angle. But they also, in the end, it is a reality TV show, and like all reality TV shows, they bend the truth, they bend the facts. There's so much you're not seeing. For example, there's a character, Michael. There's a real person, actually. It's not a character, it's a real person named Michael. And Michael he seems to find this perfect match with someone named Heather. And then all of a sudden it looks like Heather isn't interested in him anymore and is not calling him back and is really busy. But she explained in an article outside of the show on her own, talking to someone who was interviewing her, and said, no, I really was busy. I'm trying to graduate college and I have autism. Do you know how difficult that is? I need to dedicate all my time to that. And Michael was actually kind of needy and didn't understand that I had all this work to do. And I would have loved to have seen him again. But then also the producers of the show, the creators of the documentary, of the reality TV show, they have a timetable, and if she's not responding, they got to move on. And so it was partly their fault, partly Michael's fault. I will say, though, the people that film this do a fantastic job capturing everything going on when they're doing the date, all the little stuff that's affecting them. Maybe there's a dog barking that kind of affects their concentration, or an ambulance is going by. They catch all of that. And it's not difficult. It is difficult. It's not easy, as you know, if you've ever gone on a date. And when it's the first date, it seems like anything can go wrong, and everything does. So you just roll with it. It's not going to be perfect, like holidays in general. So be realistic. Stay connected. Make sure to leave time to spend time with your friends or family who value you. And if they don't live close by, call them for a reality check or some grounding. Remember to ask for some support if you need it. Throw guilt out the window. Try not to put unreasonable pressure on yourself to be happy or to make the holidays perfect. And, just a second. Just hold that thought, Mike. Hold that thought, podcast listener, Mike's Daily Podcast listener.
Later that day.
We're right in the middle of doing a fundraiser, and I'm also listening out for the phone ringing, or some people say ringing, people donating to a rescue mission in the Bay Area. Remember I was talking to you about that guy had a show on my podcast, had a segment called Welsh on the World. Here's the little intro for that. I'm going to play for no reason.
Welsh on the World.
So proud of that. Throw guilt out the window. Try not to put unreasonable pressure on yourself to be happy. Don't try to overanalyze your interactions with others. Give yourself a break this holiday season. Don't be alone if you don't want to be. If you anticipate spending the holidays alone, try to volunteer somewhere like a soup kitchen or a charity, answering phones like me. I do everything. I'm a multitasker. Hanging out, maybe taking care, like babysitting, helping friends with their children, the elderly at various facilities, senior living areas. People will so appreciate you that you may feel better about yourself, but more importantly, you'll have company and you'll be helping out. Focus on today, not yesterday. There's something about being with family and old friends that makes us become who we were and not who we are. When you find yourself reverting to old childhood patterns with family members, try to walk away for a minute and remember who you are now. How many comedies have they done where people get together, or TV shows where people get together with their family and they revert back And there's like a big joke. Oh my gosh, you're so different now. Remember, it's not necessary to play the same role as you did when you were younger, even if others are encouraging you to do so by their behaviors. If there is someone at the get-together who knows what you are like today, make sure to reach out to them and draw them into the interactions, not how you were back then. This is going to help to ground you, people that know you from today. It's okay to say no when you're asked to do more than you can. It's fine to say no to some invitations, and okay to say no to those asking for favors. Remember, it's your holiday too. Ask for help if you need it. It's okay to ask for help from family and friends, whether for decorating, shopping, cooking, or a shoulder to lean on. You just need to ask, and be good to yourself. If you're feeling blue, pamper yourself. Do what feels good and what you want to do. If you need to take a walk or spend time alone, if that's what you want, remember, this is your holiday too, and you can be there for yourself, just like you try to be there for everyone else. Holidays come only once a year and just for a few weeks. And this is all from psychologytoday.com. And I think my lovely lady friend gets their magazine, psychologytoday.com. And we're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Mont, the last place on earth. Look who's here. Hi, Mark. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
I love the holidays full of Christmas cheer and Thanksgiving and fattening foods and annoying people.
Yes. Oh, I'm getting another call. Look who else is here.
Oh, Mike, I make you the least swoop your hamster right now. Oh, boy.
I'm going to drink it right now.
Drink it right now. I'll cut you.
I got to go answer the phone.
Okie doke. Oh, boy.
Next show, it'll be Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Thank you for listening.
Hey, cool.
You can call me and tell me what you think about anything we covered today. 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM is in Mike Matthews. Daily is in what this podcast will try to be, but often gets interrupted.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!